Jack London, The Little Lady of the Big House, Part 21. His winnings from the Comstock he sank into the various halls of the bottomless daffodil group in El Dorado Country. The wreckage from the Benicia line he turned into the Napa Consolidated, which was a Quicksilver venture, and it earned him 5,000%. What he lost in the collapse of the Stockton bloom was more than balanced by the realty appreciation of his key holdings at Sacramento and Oakland. And to cap it all, when Lucky Richard Forrest had lost everything in a series of calamities, so that San Francisco debated what price his Nob Hill palace would fetch at auction, he grubstaked one Del Nelson to a prospecting in Mexico. As soberly set down in history, the result of the said Del Nelson's search for quartz was the Harvest Group, including the fabulous and inexhaustible Tattlesnake, Voice City, Desdemona, Bullfrog, and Yellow Boy claims. Del Nelson, astounded by his achievement, within the year drowned himself in an enormous quantity of cheap whiskey, and the will being incontestable through lack of kith and kin, left his half to Lucky Richard Forrest. Dick Forrest was the son of his father. Lucky Richard, a man of boundless energy and enterprise, though twice married and twice widowed, had not been blessed with children. His third marriage occurred in 1872 when he was 58, and in 1874, although he lost the mother, a 12-pound boy, stout-barreled and husky-lunged, remained to be brought up by a regiment of nurses in the palace of Nob Hill. Young Dick was precious. Lucky Richard was a Democrat. Result: young Dick learned in a year from a private teacher what would have required 3 years in the grammar school, and used all of the saved years in playing in the open air. Also, result of precocity of son and democracy of father, young Dick was sent to grammar school for the last year in order to learn shoulder-rubbing democracy with the sons and daughters of workmen, tradesmen, saloon-keepers, and politicians. In class recitation or spelling match, his father's millions did not aid him in competing with Patsy Halloran, the mathematical prodigy whose father was a hod carrier, nor with Mona Sanguinetti, who was a wizard at spelling and whose widowed mother ran a vegetable store, nor were his father's millions and the Nob Hill palace of the slightest assistance to young Dick when he peeled his jacket and, bare-knuckled without rounds, licking or being licked, milled it to a finish with Jimmy Botts, Gene Choinsky, and the rest of the lads that went out over the world to glory and cash a few years later, a generation of prize-fighters that only San Francisco, raw and virile and yeasty and young, could have produced. The wisest thing Lucky Richard did for his boy was to give him this democratic tutelage. In his secret heart, young Dick never forgot that he lived in a palace of many servants and that his father was a man of power and honor. On the other hand, young Dick learned to lack two-fisted democracy. He learned it when Mona Sanguinetti spelled him down in class.